last set of polynomials was a lot of fun. Now we're going to go back to factoring trinomials when a is equal to 1. So we're going to accurately factor a trinomial that's written in this form, x squared plus bx plus c, and create two binomials where we have x plus n times x plus n. So it's going to look like what we did in the last lesson, right? Where we took that group and we created two separate groups multiplied together. But here's the trick. We're going to identify the two integers that multiply to create c. So the factors of c that also add up to create the sum for b. And then we're going to use those two numbers to substitute for m and n. So what does that mean? I'm going to show you in this first example. So here we have factor the polynomial x squared minus 7x minus 30. Alright, so in this case our a, that's whatever's in front of the x, is just 1. So we said a is equal to 1. Our b is equal to negative 7. And our c is equal to negative 30. So what we're going to do is we have to figure out what are the factors of negative 30 that create 30, but when we add those two factors up, make 7. Okay, so that's the goal. Factors of 30 that when we add them together will create negative 7. So what we're going to do, let's list those factors of 30. 30 times 1. And of course, we're looking for negative 30. So one of these is going to be a negative. We have 15 times 2, 10 times 3, and 6 times 5. So here are all our factors. And the first thing I do when I look at these, I'm just watching them and trying to think what combinations, when I add them up, are going to get me to 7. And I know that one of them is going to be negative. And the only one that gets close to that gets me close, is this one right here, 10 and 3. Now I'll show you why. Because I can do negative 10 times 3 and get 30. I could also do negative 10 plus 3 and get negative 7. And those are the two numbers that I want. So that's the thinking work that you're doing. You're listing out those factors and then you're looking for the combination. So I know that these two are too far apart to get me to 7. These are too far to get me to 7. These are too close together. So I knew this had to be the right pair. So now that I have that, I can create this sentence. X minus 10 times x plus 3. These two become my two terms here. All right, so let's hit pause and jot this down. Now I can go and use FOIL to check our work. So my first terms, x times x, is x squared. X times 3 is 3x. Negative 10 times x is negative 10x. And negative 10 times 3 is negative 30, giving me x squared plus 3x minus 10x minus 30. And here's why you want those two terms to have a sum of negative 7. Because when we combine like terms, that's what we get. X squared minus 7x minus 30. All right, hit pause and jot this down into your notes. All right, let's do another example together, and then you're going to try 2 on your own. Here we have our A, B, and C. I'm not worried about A because it's equal to 1. But our B is negative 11, so it means our sum has to be negative 11. And we're looking at the factors of positive 30. So luckily we just did this, so I know these pretty quickly. And now we're looking what numbers can add up to negative 11. Now here's the tricky part. It has to be a negative 11. How does that happen if they're all positives? Remember, I can multiply two negatives to make a positive. And that's what's going to happen. So I'm going to use these two terms here, and negative 6 times negative 5 do make positive 30. So those are my two terms. And when I add them, negative 6 plus negative 5, I get negative 11. So now my new factored term is x minus 6 times x minus 5. And again, we can use FOIL, or in this case, I'll use the array method to just check my answers. X minus 6, x minus 5, and we get x squared, negative 5x, negative 6x, and positive 30. And combining like terms, x squared, I can see the two that combine to negative 11x plus 30. So it does work. Try the next one on your own and hit pause so you can work it out, and then I'll show the solution. Okay, let's do the reveal for the second set, and the answer is, let me actually write it in black ink, x plus 4 times x plus 1. Those are the only factors of 4. 4 times 1 would give us 4, and 4 plus 1 would give us 5. Let's try the last one. Hit pause and try that one as well, and then unpause for the reveal. Okay, for this one you should have gotten x minus 7 and x plus 2. So your b in this case is a negative 5, and your c is negative 14, meaning one of your factors has to be negative. So negative 7 times 2 makes negative 14, and negative 7 plus 2 is negative 5. Alright, so that's it for today's lesson. Some of this is going to feel a lot of trial and error. You're just going to have to list some factors out and figure out which ones. Be really mindful of your positive and negative numbers, and just enjoy the process. This is something that just takes time sometimes for some kids to master, and for others it just seems quick and easy because they're adding, subtracting quickly in their mind. But everyone can do this math. I absolutely believe in you. I will see you in the next lesson. Be well, Math Marvels.